Amazon has just made a massive change to the way that automatic pay-per-click campaigns work, and if you're a loser like me, you'll be getting very excited about this change when you learn what it is. So in this video, we're going to be running through what the change is and how you can use it to hopefully bring your advertising costs down. So if you are new to Amazon FBA and the advertising platform in general, let me just quickly explain how the automatic campaign works. So in a nutshell, it's the beginner friendly advertising method. You basically say to Amazon, here's £20, this is the listing that I want to advertise, go away and try and get me sales. So you don't tell Amazon what keywords to target or what listings to target, i.e. where you want to advertise. Amazon does it for you. So the benefits of this is that it can help you discover different keywords that allow you to convert, and it also helps you discover competitors' listings that actually convert for you, i.e. are useful for you to be advertising on. Now the downside of this is that you don't have any control over how much you want to spend per click. You just basically say to Amazon, the max I want to pay is say 50p, and you also don't have much control over what keywords your listing is going to appear for, and historically you've had no control over competitors' listings that your listing is going to show on. So big news is that this week Amazon now allow you to do negative targeting, i.e. if you find that a competitor's listing is not profitable for you to be appearing on. Historically, there was nothing you could do about that, but now we can say to Amazon in the automatic campaign, don't show my advert on this person's listing. So that can be really useful because sometimes in an automatic campaign, Amazon will get it completely wrong. So if you're selling a posture corrector, for example, then you might find that when you're looking through your data report, that your listing has appeared on a yoga mat. Your advert has appeared on a yoga mat listing, for example, which obviously is probably going to have very low conversion and it's going to be costly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this negative targeting, and I promise you it will definitely save you like a ton of cash. One of my products is in the health and beauty niche, and I just ran my automatic campaign report, and I saw that Amazon had been putting my health and beauty product listing, they've been advertising it on an air conditioner unit listing, which makes no sense. I've got no idea why they would do that, and it cost me a couple of quid. So I've basically logged on and got a screen similar to this. So you just need to basically go into your pay-per-click campaign. In the top left, you'll see where it says negative targeting. You press that, and then now there's a new option that says negative products. Before, it was just negative keywords, so I probably would have then had to just go into negative keywords and type in air conditioner or something like that. Whereas now we've got a lot more control over what we can do. Negative products, I just need to press add negative product targets and then paste in the ASIN, so the catalog number, and that is it. It is completely done. So now that I've shown you how to actually access this new feature, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of what you need to be doing, ideally every 1 to 2 weeks when you download your pay-per-click campaign report. So as soon as you've downloaded your search term report, which can be accessed in the advertising platform on Amazon in the report section, you'll get something that looks quite similar to this. And the first thing that you need to do is add a filter. So if you don't know how to do that, you basically just press the one here to highlight the entire row, and then you just press the filter button, and that will basically allow you to start filtering out things that we don't want. So the first thing that you'll want to do is go to your ad group name or your campaign name, however you name it. Let's just do campaign for me, and you'll want to untick anything that's manual. We only want automatic campaigns for this analysis. So we'll untick manual campaign there. So now the only thing that I'm being shown are my automatic campaigns. Then the next thing that we want to do is we want to remove any keyword pieces of data. We're only interested in looking at competitors, so i.e. or listings, i.e. listings where our advertisement has shown. So to do that, with Amazon, all ASINs begin with B0. So I've actually changed it here, just changed the data just for confidential reasons. But in order to exclude that, all you need to do is click on customer search term. And then what I would do is just, where it says search, is just type in B0. And then that will just give you all the ASINs. But In my case, I've changed it to D9, so I would just type in D9. That will only give me ASINs now, and then you just press OK. And now my entire list is basically just showing me competitors' listings or listings where my advertisement has shown. Then what you need to do after that is I would order the results by clicks. So we want to see where we're basically getting the most clicks. So we've done that, I've done it in size, and we can now see that this listing here, this ASIN, has received 23 clicks. I've spent £18.46 and I've made 0 sales. So that to me is very concerning. So the first thing that I would do is I would copy the ASIN, and then I would head on to amazon.co.uk. And then as soon as Amazon loads, I would then just copy and paste the ASIN into the search bar and press enter. Now this isn't going to load anything because it's a fake ASIN, but in real life, you will copy and paste the ASIN and it will show you what the listing is. Now, I would be willing to bet that if this listing is if this ASIN has attracted 23 clicks for my product, it's either irrelevant, so it's not related at all, so customers are probably just clicking it just to kind of see what the product is and then being like, that's not what I want, or the competitor is like light years above us in terms of maybe their price or their reviews or something. In any case, it just doesn't work. So what I would be minded to do if it's an irrelevant product, so if it's not related at all, is copy the ASIN and then head on into your campaign, and then just with the picture that I showed here, I would be going into negative targeting and then press add negative product targets. So we want to ensure that we're not wasting money here and that our automatic campaign is just finding like relevant results for us to see. So for that example there, it's got a low click-through rate, 0.39%. We've had 23 clicks, no sales. We're spending a fortune. I would be adding that as a negative personally. Then let's have a look at the next ASIN down. So the first thing that I would do again is just copy and paste it into Amazon, and then I'd be checking if it's relevant. If it's not relevant at all, I would be adding it as a negative target. However, if it is slightly relevant or completely relevant, then I personally wouldn't be doing anything with this at this stage, because 5 clicks isn't a huge amount, and you can see we've only spent 21p, so the data isn't really telling us anything at the moment. If you want, you can create a separate like manual campaign and add this into it and then kind of keep an eye on it with your bid price, but to be honest, the cost per click for this is 4p. We've spent 21p. It's not really enough to do anything with it. Let's just go a couple more down. So this one here, we can see we've had 3 clicks and we've had 1 sale. So again, I would be checking this to see if it's relevant. Because we have had a sale, I would basically be putting that into a manual campaign and just basically just testing it like manually. So here it's up to you whether you add it as a manual, as a negative at this stage. Personally, I don't like to add anything as a negative if it's been shown to work until I've got it to work in the manual campaign. So I'd be putting this in a manual ASIN campaign, and then as soon as I make a profitable sale in the manual, I would then add that as a negative in this automatic campaign. I wouldn't add it as a negative and then add it as a manual one immediately, just in case, like for whatever reason, Amazon kind of did your targeting differently in the manual campaign. So that's what to do basically with one that works. And you can see the next one here, we've got another sale. We've had 3 clicks again, and we can see we've had a sale there. So I'll be moving that to a manual campaign. And then further down here, basically I'll just be checking these ones that haven't had any sales. They've only had 1 or 2 clicks. So unless it's a completely irrelevant product, I wouldn't be adding it to the negative targeting at this stage. So here's a summary of the steps that I just spoke about if you're just getting a bit confused and you want to see it written down. So what I'd say is after 1 week of your automatic campaign, 1 to 2 weeks, run a report by going into Amazon's advertising dashboard and then going into reports. Alternatively, this is a new feature that Amazon's brought out. You can just click directly into your campaign and then the ad group and click search terms. The benefit of that, doing that method, is that you can actually see what the ASIN is immediately without having to copy and paste into Amazon. But the downside is that I believe the report, the actual formal report that you download, is more accurate in terms of the data it has. That's just my experience, but I'd say it's certainly worth doing the search term method if you want to just like kind of have a quick check quickly. But if you do decide to download the report, you need to then add the filter, as I said, filter for just automatic campaigns and then filter for ASINs. So remember, ASINs start with B0, so that's the quickest way, just select B0. And then what I would do is order by clicks or order by spend, and then go through each ASIN and look at whether it's profitable or unprofitable and related or not related. So I've just put together like a table of basically how my mind works here when it comes to basically making your automatic campaign as efficient as possible. So here is the summary table that I've put together, the things that I think about when I'm looking through my automatic campaigns. So let's just run through that quickly together. If you have a profitable ASIN, but you kind of look it up and you don't think the product's that related, so it's unrelated, then personally what I would do is just leave it if you only have one sale, because maybe it is actually related but you can't quite see it. So just leave it for now to check whether it's a fluke, but keep an eye on it. If you do find that when you're checking again the costs are increasing and it's not profitable, or you're not getting any sales, then you can add it as a negative target. Or if you come and look again and you're getting more sales, then maybe just customers kind of like your product. It is a substitute or a complement of some sort. So what I would do in that case is make a new ASIN targeting campaign, and you can call it maybe unrelated or substitute ASIN campaign, and then add it in. And then I would then just keep a very close eye on it, be monitoring your bid prices to be at the same as what you have in your automatic campaign. And then if you start getting sales on your manual, then I would add it as a negative target in your automatic to ensure that you're not kind of competing against yourself. Then the next one is if it's an unprofitable ASIN with an unrelated product, then you guys know what to do. I've just said you just add it as a negative target immediately, and that is something that we couldn't do before and that was costing like a fortune. As I say, I was appearing on air conditioning units, so make sure you use that. That's an absolute godsend from Amazon. Then if you find a related ASIN, a related product that you think, yeah, that's definitely related and it's profitable, then I would be adding that to your own manual ASIN campaign with the same or a slightly higher bid or cost per click to ensure that you are always appearing at the front in terms of the position on the carousel. And then I would be adding that as a negative target in your automatic campaign once your manual one actually starts to get sales. So don't do it immediately. As I say, this is the way I do it. I like to actually see proof that the manual campaign is working before adding it as a negative. So that's what I would do. And then finally, if you have a related ASIN and it's showing is very unprofitable on the automatic campaign, so let's say you've had more than 10 clicks and it's costing you a fortune and you've got either no sales or just one sale and your ACoS is really high, then what I would be doing is adding that as a negative target in the automatic campaign, but putting it in a manual campaign, a manual ASIN, and controlling the bid. So doing a lower bid than what the automatic campaign is doing, because what you might find is that the automatic campaign is bidding say £1 a click, and that's not profitable for you because your conversion's too low. But if you put it in your manual campaign, you might be able to lower the bid to say 70p and then 50p if that doesn't work, but you'll eventually find like the biting point, the break point, where you're able to sell your product with a profitable ACoS. So for basically the conclusion is, if it's a related product and it's not profitable, don't just write it off and put it as a negative immediately. I'd put it in a manual campaign and put it in the automatic as a negative to basically ensure that you're still getting some exposure on related products. So hopefully you guys have found this tutorial useful. As I say, you could never do this before, this negative targeting, and it's going to save you a fortune. Just keep an eye on it and just make sure that you are always negative targeting any ASIN that is completely irrelevant and is not getting you any sales whatsoever. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, guys. If you had, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. There's going to be loads more Amazon FBA tutorial videos coming from me in the future. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.